Welcome to the Compliance Weekly for the 21st of January 2025. And the first thing is to go through the milestone board. I don't think we've done this in a while. So I'll load up 17.8 and then we'll see where we get to. So from the last meeting, the last one was the next one is the undefined group runners when navigating to group's audit event page. Hitesh?
So there was this issue which arose because of some refactoring, which was done for um, audit event service method. Um, so there was this bug. mm, the code was calling a method which was not present there. So fix that by adding the actual path for the group runners.
Cool. And the next one's with you as well. Create tables for compliance requirements controls.
So the tables for compliance requirement control as well as for project compliance status are now merged in the production code.
Fantastic. And show pop-up when frameworks saved with pipelines. Sam?
Yes, this is another nag we added to get people to get on the security policies instead of pipelines. It'll show a pop-up once saved with the pipeline still active.
And the last one for 17.8 was consistent font size in the drawer. So the compliance center drawer, there was a bunch of different headings, and the last one was a different size for some reason. So we just made that consistent. And then 17.9, follow-up disabled JSON Ruby cop for GraphQL. Hitesh?
Disabling JSON. Uh, sorry, I can't recall. Can you open this? I think
Yeah,
it got
sure.
closed without any changes. It was closed by Abdul himself.
Ah, okay.
So earlier in one of my MRs, there was some. So I did a Robocop disable comment, uh, which he suggested that should not be done in a certain way, but was recommended in another issue. So eventually the issue was closed by him. So no work done here.
But the solution validation, I believe, was closed because it's going to be the designs have been done, and then that's into problem validation. Correct me if I'm wrong, Camelia.
Yeah, I think we don't have a solution validation for the wait. No, the design not done yet. I probably will start this like next milestone or what? I need to. When is next milestone? Oh, maybe this milestone is just started, right?
Yes. Yep. Perfect. Next one was a feature flag for ClickHouse with Hasima.
Yes, so basically I cleaned out all the code because we are no longer currently migrating to ClickHouse, and feature flag was in production for a long time. So just remove the code.
And compliance pipeline deprecation removal strategy discussion. I added a link to the decision off the back of this in our weekly update, so please have a read through that. So where we're sort of going with compliance pipelines to understand like what the plan is for 18.0 and moving forward. The next one is GitLab admin bot doesn't have a bio private profile on production. Who's Zephyr? I think you can talk to this one.
Yep. So initially we thought that, I mean, the issue was that it didn't have a bio and a private profile, but even after the MR
Josefa is an internet connection
plotted
issue right now, as he mentioned on
using
Slack.
database migration. We were still seeing that the bot didn't have the private profile.
Anyone else get that?
I understood private profile twice.
No, it's all good. It's the last one. We'll leave it for next week. We can go through it in detail then.
Investigation, we found out that
Oh yeah, it's lagging a lot.
we were assuming the username to be GitLab admin bot. However, our account had the username.
Is there anything else that anyone wants to discuss on the milestone board while we're here?
No.
Right, up to the planning issue. Custom compliance frameworks. Hitesh, where are we at?
So I was working on compliance requirement controls mutations. So create and listing mutation and query APIs are merged now. Updation and deletion, delete mutations, MRs are under review. Apart from that, I'm working on the API for policy and requirements relation.
Samir, any update on the evaluation engine?
Yeah, so I've created a MR which evaluates query for a given control expression. Currently, GitLab Duo has commented some suggestions, so working on that, and then I will pass it on to review.
Good. The next is external customizable controls. Sam, maybe you can jump in and give an update there.
Yeah. Zeph and I started on implementing some of those. I think Zeph is on the API, REST API endpoints of those. And I've started on some of the database changes we still need for that. The ADR is still in flight. I still need to make some final adjustments to finalize everything where we added the external customizable controls.
Cool. Ilya, with the compliance center improvements.
Yeah. So I've started development on hierarchy listing, prototype for displaying projects and groups in hierarchy. The second counterpart about allowing group owner to manage stuff on the project level is not yet started, and archived indication, I didn't touch it yet at all. And also I believe put the time machine back. It should be 17.9, not 17.8.
You're very right.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to use time machine. It is only allowed for principal engineers.
Oh, my bad. It's been a week. Consolidation of streaming audit events, Hitesh.
So Andrew has done most of the work for balancing the data between the old and the new tables. The last MR is pending for that, for updating data in new tables with the help of helpers that he created from the older mutations. And now the work is pending for migrating the data, and we are discussing about that, how we should move forward in regarding to that, whether it should be a batch. He has asked one question. I need to check on that.
Sounds like we're on track. Sam, with the metrics.
Still in pending due to the other work. Yeah.
And then finally, Hasima with the sales work.
Yeah, so I have BBM MR ready. It's in final review stage. But before we can merge that, we need to push another MR to start validating audit event scopes so that no new incorrect scopes are added to audit event. I've created that MR. We'll pass on to review. Hopefully, it should get merged this week.
And
I haven't
then,
started work on instance controller yet.
okay. Still got plenty of time. Camelia, do you want to give us a design update? I know you're fresh back, but
Yeah, I think I'm just back, and I think I will just wrap up this week about the linking auditing one's issue. And like there's a new designer onboarding for policy, so I need to prepare something for him. And there are also some interviews scheduled. So I think this week is like that. Next week, maybe I will like start looking into the new design issues.
all right. Next up, we have the engineering dashboard, which I actually have, and we had it fixed. So we can just quickly run through it. It looks pretty good, but we've been sitting at roughly around about 100% on our error budget, which is great, and very little spent. Our features sitting at around that 50% mark, sorry, should I say, over the last few milestones, and maintenance lowish, and then bugs very low, which is nice to see hopefully around about the 10%. MR rate looking fairly healthy. I know we've had some.
Until Christmas.
Yes, yeah, I was going to say until the holiday period, we were obviously a lot of PTO, so that's understandable. We do have a lot of feature flags in flight at the moment, so although they all look very justified, have a look through quickly. But yeah, please review if there's any in there that need to be updated, removed, or are all good.
Yeah. The one for the pop-up will be finalized this
Okay.
milestone, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Or the banners, I should say, not the pop-ups.
So there's one. What are these? These are showing. It looks a little bit junky, but let's jump down here. Past due severity bugs. So we've got one S2, which I know we're working on at the moment, and that's fine. And then the rest are S3 and S4s, and actually quite a low list. Similarly on the open ones, and we have no past due security issues, which is fantastic. Anything like stand out to anyone on there? No, we'll close that. And next up is the discussion points. First one's with Sam.
Yes, there's just something I saw pass by through the database maintainer Slack lately, was that there's an additional reminder to avoid ignoring and dropping columns in the same milestone. Because I think it was, oh, it's not opening for me anymore, or my internet is slow, one of two. If I recall correctly, it was due to some self-managed instances breaking because of this. I don't know if it's opening for someone else right now.
So as far as I remember, it's a 3 milestone process
Hmm.
because I was recently also trying to do the same and I
Yeah.
happened to read the doc.
Yeah, I remember there was some N+1 in this actually somewhere, but it seems to be like an additional something additional added to the docs, where we recently had an incident because of this. Yeah, so just read that and keep that in mind. It's more of FYI.
Cool. And then the next one was just my one. So I have set up an alternate time zone meeting for this Compliance Weekly sync starting in February.
4th. Yeah.
Yeah, roughly. I don't know. Time zones are hard, so I'll leave that to you, to the rest of you, around what day that actually falls on. But that will mean that we need some, yeah, and like we can always adjust it around as needed. But it means we will need meeting runners locked in, because I will not be able to cover any 2 a.m.s. So please add your name to the list of meeting runners if you're able to. How about that? Thanks to you all who have. Anything else anyone wants to discuss or talk about? Otherwise, we can stop the recording and wave to the camera.